All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, what's going on, traders? We got your pre-market insight for the day. Starting off with the economic outlook. Um, we got the core CPI at 830. That could be pretty significant, bring some volatility into the market, and crude oil inventories for anybody that's trading crude at 1030. Um, what I like to do for crude, when we have inventories, I just wait until after 1030 before I make any trades, because usually the energy, the price action with crude before the 1030 report or whatever, the price action is usually, it's not a lot of volatility. Sometimes you can get a little movement that you can trade, but it's, the real movement comes after 1030 most of the time. So I usually, if I do trade crude, I like to wait until after the 1030 report. All right. So other than that, it looks like Trump is in the headlines from trying to. I guess he's trying to. They're trying to boost the market. So I'll read the headline verbatim. It says Trump optimistic on trade. So to me, that looks like they're trying to, since lately it's been a little, it's been a lot of bearish activity in the market. Things looking like we could maybe crash or whatever. All the little buzzwords and keywords that you see, a lot of reporters or whatever, that we've seen a lot in the headlines and the news and all that good stuff. A lot of traders that we're in the bear market, things are about to crash. We're going to go to zero. All those things, that really maybe not necessarily be true. Anyway, so it looks like we got some Trump activity that could be trying to get things, give the markets a little boost. However, what I will say is it's never a good idea to trade off the sentiment of a headline. We don't know. Just the only thing to be aware of is just that there's something in the news that's going on that can make things move, and just do your analysis, and make a plan for if whatever happens, how you are going to react to it. That's it. That's the only takeaway as far as what we see in the news and from headlines and what certain people say. So other than that, there's nothing really significant that sticks out in the news. So today could be an interesting day, actually, with the CPI, and then the stuff with Trump. So yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and move on over to the pre-market, to the technical analysis. As far as the pre-market volume is, I would say it's moderate to strong. Right now we got crude oil is it's over 100K in volume. You see we had at 155, and also I think let me check it. I think the euro as well. Yeah, so we at 130. So those two, and the Nasdaq is sitting right like at 90K. So before the opening bell, it could be, um, we can definitely reach, especially with the 830 CPI. It could definitely, we could definitely get above 100. I think we definitely get above 100K of volume before the market opens up today. So getting into my technical analysis. Um, so this is I'm looking at the continuous contract information for NQ. So it looks like you see is not a lot of activity going on right on this chart, on this 5 minute chart. But I'm thinking that it's because we have a contract rollover coming up soon. I think this is showing the next. Right now, what it's showing is the next contract. Um, if we I go to so I'm gonna go and see what the expiration date is for NQ, for an NQZ. And the way I do that is I go to barchart.com, and I go up here under the futures tab, and then go to most active futures, and because that's where NQ is always going to be high on this most active futures list. And then then I go and see what futures are being traded heavily at the current time. Um, so for NQZ, yeah, we expire on the 21st. So um, I you can some of the volume is actually starting to migrate over to the next contract, which I think is H. Let me check that out real quick. I could have just went from there, but yeah. So NQH is the next contract. So you see, we have a little bit of volume that's starting to migrate over to NQH, but still most of the volume is in NQZ. And the way I trade, I just stay with the contract that has the most volume. So I go ahead and for this one, I just go ahead and type it in. All right. All right. So right now we're looking bullish again in the pre-market. Kind of it's not as strong as what we were saying yesterday, but also we got to remember we got that CPI that that can really change some things. So if I was to trade, um, see we're trading down into some previous support here. But if I was to trade NQ in the pre-market, then I will wait until after that CPI. I'll wait till after that comes out before I make any decisions on what I'm going to do. Um, but right now, if we look at the bigger picture, I'll say we're looking, that overall we're looking kind of bullish right now. We're testing that daily 9 EMA area again. Got some nice strong support down here. I think if we can break the high of yesterday's candle, and we could definitely see some bulls come in. I wouldn't be surprised to see some, if we do break it, some rollover before we, will bounce higher. And also we have to remember that we got this. I got it written, drawn out on the other one. That we got this channel here. Let me see. I guess I should have prepared a little, a little better for this one. So we got this little channel here, and make that a little bit thicker. I don't really like that, so I can see it. And then the other color I had on that, yeah, that's just want to make it pretty for myself. All right, so yeah, we got this channel here that we'll be looking to, that we're trading in right now. So I still think I still be looking for moves inside of this range. I wouldn't be looking for anything, any long-term trends like maybe like what we had back here, anything like that. I would, I would definitely pay attention to these lines of resistance and support within this channel range. So all right, so that's pretty much on NQ. Right now we're looking bullish in the pre-market. We got some major news coming up, so we'll be keeping that on watch, and that should be, I think, should be an interesting day. All right, so moving on over to crude oil. Almost identical price action as NQ. They're bullish right now. We're still trading within this range here on the daily. Go ahead and draw that out too. You see we got some good support down there, and we got some resistance right there, previous support. So we'll be looking for a break out of this range as well before we're before we can think about any long-term trending moves. Lately, there's been some good opportunities intraday. I believe most of the opportunities have been before the open. There's some opportunities here after in the afternoon, but not much. But most of the action happened before the bell. Okay. And the same thing the day before. So there's a lot of pre-market action for crude oil. We got some some good action here. These are all, the most of the action happened outside of the time frame that I typically like to trade. So anyway, for today, before I don't want to go to start rambling about that. So right now we're bullish for crude oil. We're kind of hanging out sideways. It looks like we're going to trying to retest that 50 simple moving average. And then moving on over to gold, we're trading sideways right now. So we've got a lot of range bound trading going on with gold today. The volume, I think, is kind of a little light. Yeah. So at 49K, that's really light for gold, even in the pre-market. So nothing too interesting to see there. And then, right here on the daily chart, we're kind of, we're turning over, retesting that support. So if we bounce off that support, that can really bring in a lot of bulls to keep going higher. And gold is definitely overdue for some bullish activity. Not to say that it has to be bullish, but I'm sure there's a lot of traders out there that are waiting for gold to start trading bullish again. I know some traders personally that were looking for gold to go bullish here. So that sentiment hasn't changed for them. So this could be we can start seeing this could be an area that we start seeing some nice bullish trading going on with gold. So that's gold. And moving on over to euro. Yeah, not too. It's a lot of choppiness going on right now in the pre-market. It's very interesting. I would definitely stay out of this. This is kind of action that I don't like to trade. The prices all over the place, and this is rare for the euro. I don't know exactly what's going on. Why it's so traders are so indecisive with the euro right now. So for me, I would mark this as a no trade for today. That's just me though. We all have to make our own decisions and do what we're comfortable with doing. But for me, looking at all these wicks, and this is definitely not in the typical personality for euro. So I wouldn't, I just wait, and just wait for a better time to trade the euro. Especially we got this really tight range that we've been chopping around in on the daily chart. So I have no problems with waiting for something better to present itself. So even though it's really strong on volume, but that's another reason why I would stay away from it, because with so much with so much volume, it should we should be trading in a specific direction. It should be some kind of trend going on, but you see with all that volume, we're just chopping around and not really going anywhere. That's not normal for euro, and that's just something that I don't like to. That's the kind of price action I don't like to trade. So anyway, that's the technical analysis for today's pre-market insight. As usual, let's make sure we are making a plan, trading that plan, and crushing it. And I will see you guys later for the futures mid-market recap.